One of the things that I will definitely bring is the Devotion to the Sacred Heart booklet. Yes, this booklet I've been using this booklet. In fact, the pages are a bit frayed. The plastic cover is already getting worn out. But this devotion booklet, I've been using it since the year 2020, 4 years. Every Friday, I've been using this to share the devotion with you. And it is a blessing for me indeed. Through the devotion, I myself have grown in faith. I have many prayers answered, and I'm sure that you also have your prayers answered. And let us continue to put our faith and trust in the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And I'm just reading a comment. Thank you, Monica. Thank you for following the devotion also. Yes. So even though we may not want to pray the prayers in the devotion, even though we do not have time to pray the prayers in the devotion, nonetheless, the very picture of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and we will remember one of the promises where the picture of his heart is venerated. There, he will also give his blessings, and I want to testify to that. I'll be a witness to that. That as I put this devotion booklet next to my workstation, among my other things like computer and the keyboard and all, Jesus is there watching me and guiding me. And I also pray that Jesus will also watch you and guide you in your work, in your discussions, in your conversations. Now we are doing it so much on the screen, so I pray that he will guide you so that your comments, your ideas will also be for his glory and for the good of all. Yes. So yeah, this is one of my treasures that I will be putting into my box, and I will carry this over to the next parish, and I always remember the abundant graces, abundant blessings that I have in this Church of the Sacred Heart. Are you surprised to go to the Church of Christ the King? Yes, I am quite surprised. It was kind of like there was in the process of the discussion for the transfers. Christ the King never came up in the discussion. At least as far as my posting was concerned, there were other parishes, but then somehow towards the end, then I heard that I'm going there, notified that I'm going there. And although I had been there 14 years ago, I'm not like going back there. It's a new. The church has evolved. Yeah, character of the church has also evolved. So, and there are new structures. So I'm going to. It's like a new parish to me. Going there. Learning, seeing, listening, more importantly to experience God's blessing in the Church of Christ the King. Yeah, the pet dog. Yeah, the Obi. Unfortunately, Obi couldn't be here with me today. I like to actually bring him along. It's not my pet dog; it's my friend's pet dog. Yeah, he had to go for a knee surgery because there was some torn ligament and some. So yeah, but of course he will make his appearance with me at the Church of Christ the King. But I think as we talk about the future, I want also to talk about the past. Yes, thank you, and Greta. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I like to talk about the past and also the past 10 years especially, and I want to also address the parishioners of the Church of Sacred Heart. I know it was difficult for you to express your sentiments about my passing, about my posting, not passing. Also say my passing, about my posting. I can understand the poverty of words. We can't express, and me too. I also can't express the tightness in the chest and in the heart to say how I feel about my posting. Kunadi, thank you for your Oh, Zoe, yes, George and Giselle. Yeah, I remember you guys. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Oh, yes, the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, the 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So, wait, Jeffrey Tan, would you still have time to update your weekly? Oh, yes, I started my blog in 2019, mid 2019. Started off just as an experiment, but in the end, the thing just the blog just continued. So you will be able to I will be able to share my reflections, my thoughts on about the day's readings and also the Sunday readings. So yeah, the devotion to the Sacred Heart will come because this is the Church of the Sacred Heart. So this is our prime devotion, and as I discern about it, I also know that Jesus has commissioned the parish with this devotion, and so we have to be to take the lead in this devotion. Okay? Yeah. So, like I say, this is one of the treasures that I'll be bringing along. Another of which is this cross has been in my office just next to the booklet. Actually, I put the booklet and the cross like this. Why is this cross so meaningful to me? Well, to begin with, it may not look very appealing from where you see it. It's rather darkish, right? And the wood and the thing is not a glamorous cross, but it was actually a dark bodied. So one day I was just maybe doing some praying, and I was just rubbing, and then I realized that the body is actually under that covering of dirt and soot or paint. It's actually it's golden actually. So now, but it's very hard to take out that coating of black, of dark paint. So now every day I'm polishing it, and maybe you can see it. It is a bit. You can see that the body is a bit goldish, goldish. And this cross is meaningful because in the darkness of our chaos, of our struggles, of our difficulties, in the darkness, the light of Christ still shines. And this cross reminds me of it. So this has been my so-called mission cross, and I go around and I use this cross as a blessing whenever I'm in a retreat or so. But it reminds me that no matter if God is on our side, who can be against us? And no matter what trials come along, nothing can separate us from the love of Christ, who loves us and who will shine His light through our darkness. Yeah. So this is another of the treasures. Oh yes, the puppet. Yes, of course. I don't know where I've not finished. I've just started packing, which is bad news, right? Because today is already Saturday, Sunday, Monday. This is not going to sound very good. So I haven't packed the puppet into. It's somewhere there, somewhere in the things that I need to pack. So thanks for reminding me, Marcus. I think So yes, the booklet, the cross, and of course you may be looking at greetings from Perth. Hi Susan, thank you. Good evening too. Now you may be wondering, why is this statue of Our Lady here? Well, this statue of Our Lady goes back a long way to maybe actually when I was at Christ the King, I encountered this statue here. It's a long story. It's a long story actually, really. It's a story of mystery, but the long and short of it is that God gave me this statue, and it has been with me since, and I will bring it. In fact, now this statue is returning back to the Church of Christ the King. That's where I found it, or rather, that's where it was given to me. I can't say I found it. It was given to me. God blessed me with this. I've taken good care of it. Very nice statue, I must say. I like the face, the whole posture. And just want to show you this statue. And this statue always reminds me that God is mystery. We can never understand fully and comprehend totally the power of the love of God and how He wants to take care of us. Sorry, there were some running comments. I think it's here, Angela. Oh yes, tomorrow I'm doing the first Holy Communion test. So for those children who are having their first Holy Communion, well, tomorrow, yes, we have brought the date forward so that I can celebrate this first Holy Communion Mass with you. Something that I wanted to do, but when I was told 5th of November I'll be going off, then I asked the catechist whether we can bring it forward. The parents agreed, the children agreed, the catechist agreed. So parents, children, catechist, thank you. Of Sacred Heart, thank you. And it will be my honor, indeed, my honor to celebrate this very, very special occasion with the children, with the parents, and with the catechist. Yes, I wear this rosary bracelet. It has been with me for a good 25 years already. Yeah, 25 years. Very early in my priesthood, I had this bracelet because whenever I put the rosary in the pocket, and when it was sent for washing, it came back in pieces. So I decided to just make something for me to wear, and then after that it became a permanent feature for me. So it reminds me to pray also. Reminds me to pray. Self-made. I got a cord. Actually a prototype that became a permanent feature for me. So it reminds me to pray, and it is just so soothing and so comforting to just hold the rosary. And even if I take 1 hour to say one decade, then I just know that I'm resting in the peace of God. Okay, back to the treasures that I'm going to put into the box. Another treasure that I'll be putting in the box is what we call the sleeping Saint Joseph. Yeah, it's a statue that I really that I'm so intrigued about. All statues are all standing, but this statue of Saint Joseph is sleeping. The sleeping Saint Joseph. Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to read the comments here. Oh, tell about the story. Yeah. Okay, but let me tell about Saint Joseph first. Saint Joseph is one of a friend went to Philippines. He got this. He asked me whether it's a color statue or brown statue. I chose the brown one, and I liked it so much. And what I do is actually, whenever I have difficulties, I'll write them in the petition form, the green petition forms that the Church of Sacred Heart has. I write it there or piece of paper, and I just put it under Saint Joseph, and I just let Saint Joseph pray over it and pray for me. And yeah, again, we cannot underestimate the power of God and the power of the intercession of saints. All saints, we experience intercession, right? Yeah. So yeah, Saint Joseph, no need to have a devotion to him. He's not asking for a deep devotion. Hi, April. Thank you, April. Yeah. He's not asking for it. He just asks us to have him around so that he will be always there, watching over us, protecting us, and guiding us, just as he guided Jesus, guarded the whole Mary and Jesus, and leading us in the way of righteousness and virtue. Okay, maybe a story about Our Lady. Now, this is a 2 feet statue. Okay, 2 feet. So I was at the Church of Christ the King, serving there. I served there from 2003 to 2010. I left there at the beginning of 2011. So somewhere in between, somewhere in the middle. Now I have a picture of Our Lady. I did not bring it up yet. A picture of Our Lady, OLPS picture, and I secretly actually wanted a statue, but at the same time, I was quite happy with the OLPS picture, the Our Lady of Perpetual Succor picture. So one day I was walking past the gift shop, and that was I remember it was on a Saturday. I walked past the gift shop. I went in, say hello to all the aunties there, and then I went up to give communion. I came down and I walked past the gift shop, and I was about to go on. After all, I really greeted the aunties there. I was about to go on, but something to me just say, just read them again, no harm, right? I mean, just say hi again, and yeah, then they'll say hi again, and the usual kind of greeting. So when I went in there, I was about to say hi. Something caught my eye. It was this statue, and it was on the floor. So I was wondering, and this statue was facing me. So I was wondering, what is this statue doing on the floor? So I asked the aunties, well, when did this statue come in? Just now, earlier when I came in, I did not see this. And they said, oh, just came in. Just came in. How did it come in? Went out. It was on the one of the chairs down there. We just brought it in, lah. So I was wondering. Then I squatted and I looked at the statue, and I'm wondering whether is there any chipped, broken, no defects. So I asked the aunties, what are you going to do with this statue? Then don't know, if anybody wants it, then they take it, lah. Then I was wondering, why would they want to just leave a statue around like that? So I asked, you sure you don't want it? Then you say, yeah, I don't want. So I asked the second time, confirm you don't want it? Yeah, confirm. We don't want, anybody can take the statue. So I asked him the third and last time. So confirm, double confirm, I will take the statue. Then they say, yeah, okay, you can take the statue plus the cross there and a few other things that came together with the statue. So the cross, the cross is just, okay, that's another story. So I took the statue, I went back to my office, I looked, I don't see any defects. So I put it there on the table, and just wondering, why would anybody get rid of a statue like this? And I was wondering, then I just left it there. And then one day, Father Ignatius came to visit me, and he came in. The first thing that he saw when he came to the room was this statue. Then he said, hey, where did you get this statue? I said, no, it's the thrift shop. I got it from the thrift shop. Then he was saying, if you can see the Pilgrim Virgin of Fatima here on the words here, that is one of the statues in the 70s. I say, I don't know about this Pilgrim Virgin of Fatima in the 70s. Oh, maybe that there were many possibilities, but the fact is that when I look at it and I meditated, when I reflected deeper on it, no, it's not by chance that I got this statue. This statue was given to me, and yes, in that sense, my devotion again to Mother Mary has also deepened, and I also know that if I receive such a beautiful gift, what else will not God give me? Similarly, my dear brothers and sisters, God has given you abundant blessings. What else will He not give you? After all, He has already given us all His only beloved Son. What else could He not give us, right? Okay. So that is the story of this statue, and yes, and no comments. Okay, no comments. So I'm talking to the media team. So yes, another thing that I'll be bringing along is something which I made. And this is the what do you call it now? This for those who come to the Church of Sacred Heart, you will be quite familiar, right? This is the three glass panels on the top. Mother Mary, Sacred Heart, Immaculate Heart of Mary, Sacred Heart of Jesus, and Saint Joseph. So Immaculate Heart of Mary, Sacred Heart. Now this again, it was a time when we were raising funds, and we didn't want to we didn't want to push merchandise. I wanted something that has a spiritual value. Okay? So the idea came up from the team is that why not we take pictures of the stained glass, and then sell it as car decals, and raise funds for the church lah. I said okay. So we made 3 decals, which I still have actually a few. So with the Immaculate Heart of Mary, Sacred Heart, and Saint Joseph. Yeah, and for those of us who remember, the decals we put into what you call the candle candle shades, remember? Yeah, so I got hold of these 3 decals, or rather the decals were there, and I found this frame. Okay, it is from with a glass thing. Then actually it has 3 squares. That means it is meant for 3 pictures. But I decided to put the decals there, and turned out pretty nice, right? Nice, right? But I'm not going to give it to you. Sorry, not for sale. Okay, it's mine. It's mine. Just want it. Yeah. But this will be a. Yes, I will bring this to the next parish, and remember that. Well, not just remembering Sacred Heart Church, but also remembering that Mother Mary and Saint Joseph are always there, watching over me, just as He has watched over the community at Sacred Heart, and more importantly, Jesus from His heart pouring out blood and water to show us how much He loves us. So yeah, this will be another of my treasures that I'll be bringing over, and because I made it myself, this has got a special sentimental value for me. Yeah. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you for your prayers. Continue to we must keep united in prayer. Praying for you, you praying for me too, because that is what church is all about, isn't it? We are nothing less than a spiritual institution, a spiritual community, a spiritual people that are expressions of the love and the blessings of the Lord. And it is through us that God's blessings will flow. So whichever church we are in, whether Sacred Heart or Christ the King, we must constantly remind ourselves that we are God's people, and as God's people, we are called and chosen to live a life of holiness and to be God's love, God's holiness to the world. And if we constantly focus on that, then I think the church will truly be a witness of God's salvation to the world, and we will truly live joyful and peaceful lives. Patrick, hi Patrick. What is my main duty as a Monsignor? Well, I'm the bishop's representative. So for those meetings that he can't go to, I will be and that he wants me to be there, then I'll be his representative, and he will tell me what will be his stand on certain issues, and I will just be there. And if called upon, then I will just express those opinions, and also other things besides, like answering some of his correspondence and the things that he just gives me, so I just do it. So it's on over and above my parish duties. Well, it is a calling. Certainly, it is a calling. I accept that calling, and so far, I have to say that when we answer God's call, God won't shortchange us. I had thought that if I'm going to do this, then my time will be even squeezed and tighter. Oh yes, it is. God doesn't give me 48 hours a day, but in that shortness of time, I'm able to be more focused, because now I don't have much time to spare anymore. So in that shortness of time, I'm more focused. I get my task done, prepare for the next thing, and I've become a bit more spiritual, more productive, and because some matters require me to really pray about it, pray over it, and pray into it, because it's a matter of it's a matter of a heart-to-heart issue. So all logic cannot actually address the matter. We have to ask God to come in, and by his intervention, then things will be resolved. So that is briefly my task as Monsignor Vicar General. I will not go further because this is top secret also. So top secret. So undercover a bit. So let's that's all I can say. That's as much as I can say. All right. Okay. So yes, I've already shown you some of the treasures that I'll be putting into my box, and also cross, and of course today is All Souls Day. Another treasure that I'll be putting into my box is my late father's photograph. Okay. Yes. I he Yes, he passed on maybe 2014. So, 10 years ago, actually. Yeah, he passed on shortly before I came into Church of the Sacred Heart. So, uh, he, my father was baptized. My father was baptized in Sacred Heart. He got married in Sacred Heart, and so for the 10 years that he passed on, well, his picture, I put it in my office, and it's to tell him that he has come come home to the Lord, and I continue to pray for him that he will have that God will grant him eternal peace and rest, and that when he finally goes to heaven, I also ask my father to pray for me too, and to pray for all that I'm praying for. Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know whether you have any questions or comments to make, and I have, of course, one of the pictures. I told you I have a book, and this will be in my office. This will be in my bedroom. By the way, if I'll be celebrating my last mass on Monday evening, 7 o'clock, and after the mass we have a reception, and I have some excess pictures of this, the Sacred Heart, and it will be distributed to those who wish to have one. This frame you can get from very cheap. It's $2 plus, and just put it in there. And this will be my bedroom, and it will also be an occasion for me to, as I start the day and I end the day, I turn to Jesus Sacred Heart, asking him for his blessings, protection, guidance, that I may be the face of peace, joy, and love to his people. So Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart is also the church. Is also the church that I spent my longest time as a priest, 10 years. Other parishes 7, 5, and all. But Sacred Heart is 10 years, and these 10 years I've come to know the people, and so to a call out to the parishioners of Sacred Heart, I see virtues in you, virtues of simplicity, humility, and charity. Continue to be strong on those virtues. And even though we are a small and simple and humble church, yet the Christian life there is strong. The Christian life in the parish is strong. Keep the fire of faith burning. Have that hope. Hope in not just expectations or hope in a good outcome, but hope that God's love is always there. And even though things may go a bit slow, a bit slow, and a bit maybe sometimes things may stop, but nonetheless God's love is always there. That is our hope. Is a reality. Okay. Can well, can the parishioner of Sacred Heart? I suggest that I don't think following a priest is good, because each one must belong to a parish community, and if we need to have community to journey along, to belong. All right. Maybe I just put all these things out, so we are getting a bit cluttered. Okay. So I put So okay, and Okay. Well, thank you, Stephanie. The initiative service. I just want to say one thing that I discovered as when I was the co-chair of the organizing committee for the Pope's visit, which was recent. When I was told to be the co-chair, I actually froze a bit, because I know how humongous the task can be, how you're gonna deal with so many government agencies, so many organizations, so many people, So and of course, the first thing that I do when I'm faced with such a nerving task is actually I went to pray. So as I went to the church to pray and I look at the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and we always say we do the best and let God do the rest. That statement came out, and when I thought about the statement, I thought it was rather ridiculous. Why must we do the best and we let God do the rest? We are undermining God's power and God's might, isn't it? So out of that prayer came a new statement for me. Let God do the best, we just do the rest. Let God's power come forth and we just close the gaps. That's what we are supposed to do. We can't do anything without God. So my dear brothers and sisters, I share with you this enlightenment that I had. So we don't have to try too hard, actually. Really, we don't have to try. After all, how hard can we try to be the best? We can never be the best. So do what God wants us to do. Let Him do the best. We just do what we have to do, and then we'll know how comforting it is to let God be in charge. How comforting it is to let God walk first. How comforting and how consoling it is to know that God leads the way, and not we want to walk ahead of the Lord and do things out. Sometimes, very often, when we do things our way, the lesson that we always learn and yet we always forget is that when we do things our way, we end up with such a mess that we start praying to God, and then God becomes like our last option. But when God should be our first option, our last option, as well as our in-between option. God is actually the only option, in other words. Okay, I think I've taken up your time, my dear brothers and sisters, and I thank you for spending this time with me. Once again, I want to say farewell to all the parishioners at Sacred Heart. I know that after Mass, it is sometimes kind of difficult to have any chat. It was. Thank you, Karen. Yes, Karen, we have met. Yeah. Your sisters too, right? Your three sisters. Yeah. So yeah. I want to take this moment to tell you thank you for the prayers and showers of blessing. Yes, the showers of blessing. Yes, I want to tell the parish community at the Church of Sacred Heart that yes, I will miss you. I will always think of you because you have been my deepest experience of God's love. Yeah. Well, what lies in the future will certainly nothing less than more of God's blessings, more of God's love. But because you have left footprints of love in my life and my heart and in my ministry as a priest, whenever I see pictures like this, whenever I look at this picture in my bedroom, okay, I will remember you. I'll pray for you, and I will ask the Lord Jesus to continue to fill your heart with the treasures of His heart.